Thompson Productions.
We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
Oh yeah, dude. There's some Nephilim shit.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us fight and be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. But then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody is slaves, only some are aware that the government releasing poison in the air.
All right, guys, welcome to Nephilim Dust Squad, or NDS Chronicles, the show where we read your stuff. I'm not going to do it again.
Do it again.
No,
tell them
dude,
about the Patreon.
I want to tell them about Big Meat Soda.
We've got Patreon.
Oh, that's right. Patreon.com/Nephilim Dust Squad.
7 days free trial. You can sign up and become a member there or whatever. See, we're very good now.
Everybody likes it. Still sounds... Somebody said still sounds...
I don't like... I hear David, I hear him loud in my ears. It's worse than usual, but it's fine. It's just because... I try to figure it out. Is it because the audio's or is it because it's just David? But still sounds so that means we're right on target. Speaking of, we're gonna get into somebody
thank you. Straight
that submitted something in January 23rd.
Was it January? Good God, I gotta pull one of these headphones off. These are crazy headphones. They're cutting in and out. And it's driving me nuts. But that's okay. We're gonna read was it as far back as January? Yeah, we really don't get around to this very often. January 23rd. And you think that it would have tripped our censors, considering this dude's name is Big Meat?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It literally doesn't matter. I saw it. I was like, copy, paste, put it in the file. We're gonna read it eventually.
Eventually.
This guy's name has the nerve to call himself Big Meat.
Well, to be fair, yeah.
Yeah, underscore soda. I don't know what the that means.
I kind of like him. Should I start it off?
Yes, please start it off.
Okay, we're gonna start it off, guys. It says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Big Meat? Big Meat underscore soda here. I've got a scary come to Jesus moment. I hope you guys find this intriguing. I mean, we're off to a good start. Big Meat soda. I mean, personally, for me, that really does it. It says, in my teens, I was interested in the paranormal. I was interested in the paranormal, consuming shows like Ghost Hunters and YouTube." Ghost adventurers that would mess around communicating with the paranormal. My brother and I would try to convince each other if it was faked or it was legit. Okay, all right. So he's talking about kind of the heyday of Fox Family before it became ABC Family, when everything was like Ghost adventurers.
Right.
Did you watch that stuff growing up?
No, not really. I watched Home Improvement and what was that other one with the wife, the Al Bundy?
Oh,
Love and Marriage.
Love and Marriage. Dude, you're talking about shows that existed in the late 90s and early 90s. I'm talking about 2005.
I don't know what I was doing in 2005.
You don't
Probably
remember
crimes.
all those?
Yeah, no. What was he doing here? I'm not paying attention. What did he say?
Focus. He says, in my teens, I was interested in the paranormal, consuming shows like Ghost Adventurers and YouTubers that would mess around and communicate with the paranormal. My brother and I would try to convince each other if it was fake or it was legit. The only way I would find out for sure if all this paranormal stuff was just for entertainment purposes or reality is to try it myself. Of course. Of course. That's the only way you're going to find out, right? Verifiable. You got to go out into the world. You got to verify.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't interested in this stuff in 2005.
Something tells me that Big Meat Soda is a white dude. Because this, I'll admit, in that time period, this is a white person exclusive sport.
Yeah.
And I was partaking for what it's worth for half of my my white ethnicity. So he says, I bought the SB7 Spirit Box. Okay. I tried it out for about 2 weeks and nothing happened. A little bit of research later, I found the key to making it work. And so starts a string of events that I was not prepared for. Wow.
What's the key to make it work?
I would like to know what the key is to make it work, but in the same breath, I kind of go oh, you messed around with spirits, and then what is the word he used here? He goes, a string of events that I was not prepared for.
The guy we just interviewed, he's like, I've been summoning demons and writing their sigils in crops, and now there's some poltergeist activity. I don't really know why.
I would love to know, by the way, to the chat. Hi guys. If you saw that last episode where we talked to D, he chose to remain anonymous, and he was
Big
talking
D.
Big D, yeah, not to be confused with Big Meat. And he was telling us that people are making these crop circles predominantly, but they're being like, I don't know, not inspired, but they're being like they're feeling a calling.
Yeah, it's like they're receiving a download to do it. It's kind of weird.
I thought that was a really wild episode. But okay, so the string of events that he was not prepared for. After I got in contact with my spirit guide,
This dude is.
well,
Is this
he
even
goes-
a?
No, he goes, or so I thought. Or so I thought. That's fair, right? I mean, you know, at the time you might think one thing, and then hindsight. The spirit box started to work like crazy after he got in touch with his spirit guide. I was getting responses to my questions. One spirit acknowledged my cat. It's nice. Lighthearted interaction so far.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
So this guy from Twitter says he's been an audio only listener, longtime listener, never called in. Now he's watching us live, and he goes, "Oh, this is what you guys look like." I don't know what that means.
That's the worst shit.
Is it bad? Is it worse?
It's
Is
bad. Yeah,
It's
I think
probably a
probably
worse
bad.
experience for you,
Yeah.
but whatever, it's fine.
I know,
Please continue.
I know what that's like. You listen to somebody for a long time, then you find out that they're
It's like, this guy's forehead's huge.
hideous and off-putting. Yeah, I'm trying to do a lot of raising my eyebrows so that I can sort of minimize the real estate
Like,
that's up
evens
there.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit if I go like that. My best look is looking surprised. So
Oh shit, we got swag. Hell yeah. Let me tell you about my sneaker collection. I've been buying sneakers all day, dog. But we get off track.
You are buying sneakers all day, and now he put me onto an app where they're auctioning off sneakers, and now it looks like I'm buying sneakers all day, dude.
Hell
I'm very
yeah.
excited. What is it called?
I'm not saying it. I'm not going to ruin their life.
That's true.
This
Maybe
is,
we should covet this information to not
Yeah.
create a bunch of problems among the fan base. Okay, so after I got in lighthearted interaction so far, there was no reason to be frightened by the supernatural activity. So whatever he's getting into contact with after he contacts his spirit guide, or at least, you know, in air quotes, spirit guide, the interactions, they uptick, but so far,
No
nothing to be
reason.
frightened about. Yeah, nothing
No
to be
big deal.
frightened about.
This dude's definitely white. Might be a girl.
100%. Yeah, Big Meat Soda, I think, is probably unisex.
Big soda.
All right. So I feel like I need to go back to the spirit guide,
Mhm.
which who has given me major trust issues with people who claim to talk to spirits. Man, that's a up sentence, huh? I followed a meditation that specifically said not to look at the spirit guide. That's interesting. Don't look at it. The very next time I went back in my mind where she was, dude, listen, Big Meat Soda, spelling is not his strong point.
It's a tough one, right?
It's a
Because
tough one.
This is like the point of the show here is to read what you said.
Guys, please.
Man.
I don't know if this is a surprise to you, but that's what we're gonna end up doing here on this show. If you
Hold on,
submit anything,
should I read this comment?
please.
Because I don't even know if this person's with me or not. Nicole, thank you for saying that. Top is the
That's
sexiest
nice.
man in the conspiracy space, even sexier than Ian Carroll. Congrats to your wife. Wait until you find out I'm only 5'8".
I simply can't agree with that. I mean, I don't like Ian Carroll, but he's undoubtedly a man that's built in such a way
Yeah.
that symmetry is on his side. Symmetry is on the side of
I would
I'm not saying
agree.
you're not symmetrical.
But yeah, but just like way less, just
Yeah.
less of me, a
Yeah.
lot less of me.
Like if
100
somebody
pounds.
came to me and they were like, "You look better than Ian Carroll," I'd say, "Well, you're lying to me."
Well, per capita.
I don't understand. Per capita.
Per capita, I'm more handsome.
All right. No, I can't even accept that he's in the conspiracy. Never mind. All right. So where were we at here? This is weird. So he says, I followed the meditation that specifically said not to look at the spirit guide, which is strange. Then the next time that I'm going to read this sentence verbatim.
I'll try.
No, here, let me read it.
Okay.
The very next time I went back in my mind where she was.
I went back.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what he wants to say.
I looked, and she had black hair, a white dress, and black eyes. Fuck.
Damn, black-eyed children.
Big Lilith shit too. That white
Mhm.
dress. She had black hair, white dress, black eyes. I get that it sounds like a trope of a scary spirit monster.
Sounds like The Ring, right?
It does sound like The Ring, but
I think this guy's feeding us bullshit.
no, because this comes up a lot. You do
Okay.
get this white dress character that does pop up a lot. Okay, so I get that it sounds like a trope of a scary spirit monster, and I was trying to figure out if it was just my imagination.
I gotta address the chat. I'm
Please,
sorry. It's
no,
very
please. Are they
distracting.
still telling us that you look good? Is that what's going on?
They're distracted by the seat switch, and I understand.
It's jarring.
It's jarring for me as well.
I'm not going to switch it though.
Yeah, the microphone's already, his head's already taking up all that side.
A whole bunch of
sweat. It's
forehead.
sweat.
Yeah.
I asked them to do karaoke today, and the amount of sweat on this guy's forehead.
I'm not going to do karaoke. Nancy's in the chat. She says, shout out Nancy. She says, it's always dudes talking about how Ian is sexy. Are we wrong? Am I wrong?
Good question. Chat, let us know. Would Ian Carroll, only the woman.
That's it. Yeah, just answer would or wouldn't. That's all.
And the men.
Yeah, that's fine too.
So that's like half of you guys.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's actually my biggest fan base is our fan
They're just talking about how we look now. Is there something about right now that we're IRL, like in real life, that like you don't like how we look now all of a sudden?
Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah. See, somebody anal says it's not to comment on it, and I would agree with that. Okay. I just don't want to ignore the fact that he's 6'8" and he's got a great chin.
Give him his props. Give him his props.
Okay, so she had black hair, yada yada yada. I was trying to figure out if it was just my imagination. I can tell you now that I am certain that this is the guide's true form. This is when the activity goes beyond voices from the spirit box and starts manifesting. Okay, great. Here we go. I'm going to break it down like this. I accidentally made my house haunted.
What an idiot.
Wow, dude, that's honestly a nightmare though. Mainly my room.
Hate when that happens,
yeah,
dude.
It's not good. Which is where I primarily use the spirit box. That's like of all the, if you're gonna do it in your house, like maybe not your bedroom.
Little tip. So when what's her name? Lauren. When Lauren came over.
Oh yeah.
What's her last name? I forget her last name.
Lauren Witzke?
Lauren Witzke.
Yeah.
When she came over my house, she was like, "You want to hear some crazy shit?" And I was like, "Not in my house."
Not in my house.
But we listened to it right outside my house. So now my porch is haunted.
Yeah, and what we heard that day was harrowing.
Harrowing.
Okay, so where the are we? Mainly my room, which is where I primarily use the spirit box. A huge mistake.
Spirit box.
I would hear my full name be whispered in my ear. I was watching Grown Ups 2, a terrible film, and I heard a girl laughing from the corner of my room. She was laughing. Well, I mean, I guess he can be funny. She thought it was funny. I hear a girl laughing coming from the corner of my room when a funny part of the movie came on. Oh shit. So she is laughing at the movie. That's funny. Orbs flew around my room like crazy. I was waking up. I was walking up the stairs from the basement and I heard a painful scream come from the dark. I started to get sleep paralysis. And one time it happened, I've seen an alligator dog thing crawl towards me.
What?
And I told it to f off.
An alligator dog thing.
An alligator dog thing. These are the most memorable events that have ever happened to me, but that's not all. But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Here, I'll read this next one and then you can take over, right?
Okay.
All right. My mom's house was a darker situation. This house had a lot of negativity surrounding it, from alcohol abuse to neglect. Here are some of the strange paranormal events that happened once I started sticking my nose where I shouldn't have. I probably should not have burped into your microphone, but that's okay.
That's all right.
When my stoner buddies and I would hang out in the basement, we would occasionally hear someone walk through the front door and walk upstairs. Everyone would freak out, hide all the weed stuff, just to find out no one walked in. That's honestly the worst ghost. The worst ghost. Ruins your smoke session with your buddies and you got to hide all your shit and there's nobody there.
Blocking your weed.
Unbelievable. This would happen a lot. And we almost got used to it, leading me to almost getting busted a couple of times. Because he thought it was the ghost. It ended up actually being his mom. Also, my mom mentioned she was having nightmares about a demon sitting on her back. That's very familiar. The same was happening to me. So having the spirit box, I wanted to feel the illusion of having control. So I investigated. So that's what you do, right? You're having a bunch of really horrifying paranormal experiences in your home that are almost no doubt because of your interactions with the spirit box. And then when they come about, you decide, I think it's time to consult the spirit box.
Yes, use it more.
Yes, that's like when I do and I become incredibly addicted to, and then I think maybe the way out of this is
the hair of the dog.
Yes. Oh, all right. Maybe there's some
there's logic to it.
I guess so.
All right, I'll continue reading, but before I do, $5 super chat. Thank you, Chili Bean 555. Have Owen Benjamin on again. Easier said than done.
Yes, but I'm sure we will at some point in the future.
We'll figure it out. We'll do something eventually.
Yes.
With Owen Benjamin again. I want to see if I can do something real quick.
What do you want to do?
This, like that in the corner.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
That.
You guys like that?
Guys, let us know if you like that.
Whatever. I don't care if you like it. I like it. Okay. I've used a spirit box before at that house, but I've never captured any voices. Now, this is Big Meat talking. Now with the nightmares happening again, I figured I should try to call whatever this thing is out. I got only one response after a string of questions. I asked, how many are there? In response, I really like this guy's spelling. It's wild. In response, in a low voice, 1. And that's all I got out of that little investigation. So a dead end. That same night I investigated, I heard something walk towards me in my room. Sounded like soft footsteps on the carpet creeping towards me. I noped the hell out of it and ran up the stairs, and there was where there were other people. I didn't bring it up. The next night, I'm at my dad's house where this all began, and I kept hearing something slowly walking toward me in my room again, but I tried to stay calm and ignore it. As I tried to sleep, I was being attacked. My heart was racing for no reason, sweating. Pictures of hell and other terrible things were. Did you write this with the typewriter? Like
I'm looking at the word paralyzing here, and I'm about to be paralyzed trying to read it.
I am almost stunned that like at no point. What kind of phone do you have? Like it didn't say like, "Yo, bro, let me correct that."
Honestly, a lot of the spell correct for the past year has been trying to like foil me, I think, and so maybe that's exactly what's going on here. My spell correct will correct things to shit that doesn't even make sense, not even a little bit. Okay. So could be what's happening.
Oh, that is bad. Paralyzed. Okay. So he tries to sleep. He's being attacked, heart racing for no reason, sweating, picturing terrible things were popping in his head. I couldn't make it stop or even get out of bed from the paralyzing fear.
Right.
That's a great word that he spelled.
Yes.
I called and cried out for Jesus Christ to save me. Save me from this evil. And like that, I passed out and woke up the next morning. The sky was clear and the sun was shining. My room was insanely calm, like last night didn't even happen.
There you go.
I couldn't find my spirit box, so I looked around at that house. It's like it disappeared. I later remembered throwing it away in the garbage outside, only to instantly forget that I did it at all. My mom and I stopped having nightmares. That's great. No more phantom feet walking up and down the stairs or toward me in the either room.
Yeah.
It was done.
That's the ether room. Maybe he's got a room that we don't.
Does he have an ether room, dog?
You got to eat the room.
He's like, I wonder why all this crazy shit happens to me. He's like, because you're just in the ether room.
That's why you definitely don't want to hang in
like
there.
A lamp floating around, and
that's the whole problem, dude. Got to get out of that ether room.
Well, he was saved, and I truly believe God heard me. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I'm 26 now, and I still haven't learned how to spell correctly. The strange things still happen, but they're very small. And like the spirit guide talking to me in my sleep, sending positive messages in my dreams, even though I don't trust her.
Based. Do not trust her. Yeah. That's interesting. My spirit guide. Is that the same thing as like your guardian angel or like a familiar spirit? You know what I mean? It feels like the same thing, but you're just giving it a bunch of different names. I don't know.
I don't know what that is. I wouldn't mess with it though.
Hold on. I do want to address. Somebody says Sonny sometimes says he's losing weight and he's gaining muscle. Thank you for noticing, Sonny. Thank you for noticing. See, I told you that.
Who are you talking about?
They're definitely talking about me. Don't talk about me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you, Sonny.
So he's 26. He says, I don't trust her. I get sleep paralysis accompanied by entities trying to talk to me. That's a whole other story, though. It rarely happened. It really happens, but visions of the future that actually happen in a 3-month span. You can't change the future, by the way.
Okay. All right.
So there it is.
Little precognition, little schizophrenia, right?
Yeah.
Little Dr. Jerry Marzinski.
I know it's long, but it feels good getting it out to you guys. Out.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, thank you for writing to us. I mean, I guess I consider this writing.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, yeah, everybody busted his balls because of the spelling. But I think if you're submitting paranormal testimonies to this show, you kind of know how that's going to go.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because in the past, you would have routinely gotten this story had you used a Ouija board.
Yes.
But now, given all of our fancy machinations, our
spirit box,
Rock AI
sounds
a lot like a spirit com.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't much there. I would like to know what it looked like. Actually, I don't want to know what it looked like. Why did you keep it in your room? That's
I
wild.
I think that a spirit box is a thing that so basically what it does is it rapidly changes frequencies.
Hmm.
So it tunes into a bunch of different channels just over and over and over again. But what ends up happening is it's supposed to randomly tune into frequencies, but it through that randomness will hop on one let's say radio station, and it'll be a guy being like tonight, and then all of a sudden it cuts to another radio station and it says you're gonna die, you know what I mean, like some
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
like that, and that's how you're getting the information from it, which is fascinating.
Okay.
um that actually reminds me today of what I brought up about Tom DeLonge to you.
Right, right. The spirit. What do
Well,
you call it?
because all right, so
Angels in the airwaves.
Angels
Right?
in the Airwaves is Tom DeLonge's, Tom DeLonge being the um, lead singer of Blink 182.
Tom DeLonge or DeLonge?
I was really hoping you weren't going to ask. Yes. So
Yes, whatever you'd like it to be.
Yeah. He's the lead singer of Blink 182, and then of course he's doing To the Stars Academy, which is like for whatever reason Tom DeLonge is part of our disclosure program, but he also has another
I
band.
feel like it's DeLonge.
Tom has another band, and um, and I don't know. I think it's like if Travis Barker is not around or some shit. But that band is called Angels in the Airwaves, which is it's fascinating because in very many ways these fallen angels do not exist in our realm except for by way of frequency.
Hmm.
And so I look at that and I go, angels in the airwaves being frequencies. That's how you would almost display waves, right, going through the air.
Right.
So it's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, what does that know? And it's interesting that he should call it that, and then be like, but it's aliens. It's like, but you call it angels.
Yeah, I mean, listen. What do they say? Potato, potato.
But I don't think
Potato,
so.
potato. No?
Tomato.
Tomato,
But all right.
tomato. Whatever. I
That's
mean, if you're from Jersey, I guess that's what they say.
Well, thank you, Big Meat. You big.
You big meat. That was nice. All right, we're gonna dox our next person. This is from January 23rd. For some reason, you guys were just submitting that day, but
Yeah.
this guy is Jacob with a K. I don't know if you want me to. Let me scroll
I think
to
it's
the bottom.
actually pronounced Yakub.
Yakub. Okay, yes, that is actually Yakub. My bad. Yakub says, "Yo, you asked for an email, so I'll give it to you. Hit me up on IG, Jacob Jakob Cole Harris, if you have any questions, because who the uses email? Well, we do.
Touche.
We use email. And if you guys want to send us more emails, you can email us at nephilimdsquad at gmail.com. That's where you can talk to us.
Yeah.
You
know what I got to say? I now realize why you were yelling at Donnie Darkin that day, because when you have all these voices in your head, you guys can't hear it, but back there,
so it's wild.
It's just disrespect. It's just nothing but this. Now own family,
someone just hit the door.
Yeah, and now my own family is engaging in this.
And
disrespect.
the way this room is. Oh yeah. Our wives are sitting there as if nothing is going on.
Yeah,
and our kids. In order to hit this door, you have to go like around and in a small hole.
Oh, you got to go out of your way.
Yeah, it's not like you just bump into it and go, "Oh, I was here." No, you went out of your way to hit the door.
Yeah, boom, that's it. Yeah,
it's fine. It's okay.
But this is now you guys understand why he yelled at Donnie.
Yes.
Okay, so let's continue this.
Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
If you end up reading this out, just call me Jacob with a K. Okay, Yakub.
Hell yeah.
My friends will know.
Now we're calling him Yakub.
my journey with DMT.
Okay.
It's in bold. So the first time I smoked DMT, the experience was not as overwhelming as I expected, but it was still profound. Can you give me a second? Because I'm going to go tell them to...
Yeah, you can do that. I can continue. You know
Please
what?
continue.
No, I'm not even gonna continue. I like when you read. I'm gonna just talk to the chat.
Go ahead.
You have permission to hit my kid. All right, go ahead and do it. Top should fight Donnie at Bro Grove 2. We are in the middle, by the way, of figuring out Bro Grove 2, and we have solidified Sam Tripoli. That button's a little bit far away. So we have Sam Tripoli, and it looks like we got Shane Cashman for Bohemian Grove 2. So we're gonna do a lot of big fun things. We're going to make the announcement soon. You'll be able to find tickets and yada, yada, yada. But it is happening. And right now it's tentatively scheduled for June 14th and 15th. Although apparently that's bad. So we might do 13th. There you go. That's the button that I was looking for.
You got
dude.
it's the red one at the top.
That's that's weird. I know why, because they're preset, and that's what mine is too. That's why I knew.
Oh, yours is the red one.
Yeah,
at the top
mine is
too?
the red
Hell
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
good choice.
Don't touch me. All right, so let's continue on. All right, where'd you go? You want to? I like when you read.
Extremely disrespectful. We're talking about Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, we are talking about pattern recognizer. Says hell yeah, Shane. Yeah, Cashman's going to be there. We're going to be talking a lot about these entities.
Yeah,
and testimony just like these, and then we're going to talk about the MK Ultra UFO disclosure side of these entities, and we're also going to talk about the ancient adversarial lowercase g fallen angels and Nephilim shit.
Disrespectful, right?
Yeah.
You would think.
I just don't like it to be touched. Is all. That's all. You know what? Also, too, he's trying to get me to do karaoke, which is like,
I'm not going to make you do it,
dude. Yeah, definitely don't make me do it, because that's. I mean, I won't
do it if you want to.
I don't want to do it. Why would I? I've spent like the past 45 minutes explaining explicitly that I do not want to do it. Okay, can you read this? What are you doing?
No, I'm looking at something.
Why
I
are
want to
you
show
looking
these guys
at-
something cool. Shut up.
Just DMs. Oh, okay. Yeah. Here, check this out.
Yeah, okay. Why are you looking at this stuff? Yeah, Bohemian Grove. This is the place it's gonna be at. It's gonna be dope, man.
How cool is that, guys? We're gonna be at a legitimate theater.
It's a full theater with stuff here. Go ahead and look at all my my DMs.
It's
There
just
you
like
go.
timeline cleanse.
Yeah. It's just like timeline cleanse. You could, if you look quick enough, you see what I was talking to. But anyway, it's a 240 person seat theater.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a pretty fun night. It's gonna be fun.
Bro says karaoke is a rush. Yeah, and I'm in no rush to do it. Pattern recognizer says, "Hey guys, just listen to your debunking the telepathy tapes.
Yeah.
Love your work. Thank you, Pattern recognizer. Might have been a better use of our time to do part 2, but I forgot. So here we are doing.
Wow.
Chronicles.
Yeah, we could have done that.
We literally have to do part 2, or else what is Ian Carroll going to steal? If part 2.
Wow, shots
Part
fired.
2 doesn't-
All right, so before we read more, we'll
I
address
know,
some super
guys.
chats.
Can somebody please sub to our YouTube so that we no longer have 6,066?
Thank you.
Whatever,
Yes, please.
please.
So the pee poo poo poor man says he gives $1 because he's a poor man.
Thank you.
Spirit box, the rapping vagina that loves.
I don't know
I don't know what that means.
but I thank you.
I like the energy though.
Thank you, pee pee poo poo man.
We got a $50 super chat from
Let's
from
fucking
pee pee
go.
poo
Pee
poo man.
poo poo man.
I'm the autistic
Scion.
scion of a deeply conservative and homosexual Roman Catholic political family of equestrian rank.
Love it.
Excellent addition to NDS. Love your shit. Donnie Darkin just fluttered his vagislaps at you.
Dude, I don't know
weird.
who you are, pee pee poo poo man, but you know, top 10 at least. Top 10 favorite people now.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what that means, but I agree.
Yeah, dude, I 100% agree.
I understand what he's saying about the vagislap stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you explain it?
No, not at all.
Probably. It's not. I don't think it's good for this show to talk about that. Okay, so please, Yakub, we gotta get back to his stuff.
Okay, the first time I smoked DMT, the experience was not as overwhelming as I expected, but it was still profound. It felt like I was inside of a donut. Cool. Imagine the space as if it were a 4D environment.
Mm.
It reminded me of a tesseract, where no single point in the environment stayed fixed. Everything seemed to constantly fold in on itself during this trip.
I do love that though, by the way. He goes, imagine the space as if it were a 4D environment. Hey,
I've
Yaku,
never been in one.
Simply can't do that.
Yes.
Don't have the capabilities, but go on.
Oh, here, there's actually a rejoinder to Pee Pee Poo Poo Man when I said, I don't know what the you just said. He just said, thumbs up, $10.
I
Thank
fucking,
you.
you just made it to the top 7.
Yeah, he's like, I'm glad you didn't understand. Thumbs up.
Like
All
that
right.
guy.
Well, thank you. Okay. So nothing stays fixed. It's all kind of trippy and folding in on itself. I kind of understand what you're saying, but I've never experienced it. During this trip, something extraordinary happened. Anubis, the ancient Egyptian deity, appeared and followed me everywhere. I had no prior knowledge of him at the time, yet he remained close by, either as part of the environment or physically standing there. He didn't move or speak, but his presence was undeniable. The last time I used DMT, the experience defied words, but he's going to try. I witnessed what I now understand to be an angel. It began as a fiery ball, then morphed into spinning rings with eyes circling the flames.
That's crazy to think that they were right. You know what I mean? Like these descriptions of like Ezekiel's wheel and shit, like wheels within wheels, and like, you know, because sometimes you look at biblical text and you say they were limited by the words that they had at the time.
Like,
so
nah,
they
nigga,
used,
I really meant like a wheel with eyes on it.
Hey, man, I don't know how to hell else to put this. It's a ring inside of another ring inside of another ring, and they're all covered in
He's
eyeballs.
like, it was all on fire, and like, oh, what do you mean, like plasma? What are you talking about, you idiot? And he was like, nah, dog, fire.
Fire, and it was full of eyes. Okay?
And now Yaku saw it. He's like, same shit.
Oh.
Seen the same.
By the way, shout out Dr. Jerry Marzinski. He's in the
Thank
chat, and
you.
he likes the way that we make eye contact.
I have not looked at him in
I
the
don't like
eyes
eye contact.
once yet.
Can you please continue reading?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Eventually, it transformed into a woman's face engulfed in fire before disappearing entirely. Cool. Both Anubis and the angel were figures I had no prior concepts of before these journeys. These experiences led me to a spiritual awakening. Here we go. Shifting me from agnosticism and ultimately guiding me to explore more about spirituality and even your show. So we're in that realm of like after agnosticism and like beyond spirituality.
We're beyond spiritual. I also love the idea that we spend a great amount of time here being like, you know, the Fallen and the Nephilim, but because of Anubis, this dude's here.
Yeah.
It's like in your face, Anubis, in your face.
Anubis is just some dog. He's like, I don't know what's going on.
Dog.
He just showed up to this party. All right. I'm grateful for the knowledge and insight you provided, and I feel compelled to share some intriguing phenomena from my home in New Zealand. I wish he would have told us he was from New Zealand.
Never would have read it.
Canadians, New Zealanders. What other places that we get from that I'm like,
other places that just aren't America? There's certain states too.
It's mostly not America.
Yeah.
When I see it, I go,
You know what though? If somebody said they were from like Botswana,
I might be interested.
I'd be like, oh,
but there'd be like a lot of clicks, but like I can't read this shit.
Oh yeah, Yakubian. I can't say that on this show.
Say it. I already said it.
Yakubian wizard. That's actually I coined that term.
Yeah. Australia does suck.
Australia also sucks. Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. Worse than New Zealand. I kind of like New Zealand. Pretty cool.
They filmed Lord of the Rings there, which is.
That's all I know about it. I think Alexander Volkanovsky fights from there, but
I
whatever.
like Volkanovsky.
Yeah. The stories of weird monoliths, endless caves, and native legends about red-haired giants.
Yep.
Whoa, in New Zealand as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. Okay. Let me know if you like pictures or more. Yeah, I would have liked pictures, but this was like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I wonder if he still likes the show. Probably
I
not.
don't know. Probably not. Yeah. Well, actually, we read one that was like over a year old, and then the next day, that guy was like, "Thanks for reading mine," and I was like,
I wonder. Like, I really wonder what the half-life of the fans. I guess they call them fans or submitters.
Submitters.
Email.
I like submitters. Yeah.
They're submitting to
Oh,
me.
look, Donnie Darkin's in the chat. He says, I would love to take Top on a date to Australia. And I think it's a great way to reconcile, actually.
Why, to yell at me?
Yeah, it's true, too.
You're going to read scripture to me?
You're going to knock your chair over when you get a little wound up.
I'll think about it, Donnie.
Right,
but yeah, I wonder about the half-life of our audience, of our submitters, the people who submit to our will.
I would say they live a half-life. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, so, all right, this is 3 months ago, right? Or 2 months? 2 months. What month is it?
January. This is January something. So yeah, exactly, or almost exactly
2 months ago. So it's like, have we retained this person as an audience member? Yakub, have we retained you?
Let us know if you're still here, Yakub.
Yeah, if you can hear us.
You can hear our voices.
All right, let's see where we're at here. Okay, so more details. On a personal note, my life has been filled with remarkable and at times dangerous experiences. Where they,
right?
My family is full of Freemasons. Wow, on both sides, and I've had more than my share of near-death encounters.
Shit, all right.
These include a harrowing moment when my flight from Hawaii to New Zealand nearly crashed during takeoff. Jesus Christ! Forcing a full takeoff and evacuation on the runway.
Damn, this heading.
Yeah. I've also had multiple near drownings, been involved in car crashes and near misses, and even narrowly escaped being abducted by an Aboriginal man in Australia. Now, David, I know that the audience, I wish we could hear this, but I know the audience can't really hear as much as we're hearing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking to Quite Frankly on Quite Frankly show, and I'm trying to lay out this fantastic conspiracy that we are uncovering.
Oh my God.
And
it's actually the worst thing. Do we have to have our monitor so high? We should just turn this down because the audience can't hear the.
Can you hear the children?
It sounds like 17 children having a knife fight.
It's
right
really
outside
just
the fucking door.
It's just 3 children having a knife fight.
Crazy, dude.
Can you hear chat? Can you hear the children?
Chat, is this real?
Is this real? Is this even real life right now? Do we even have children? Are we here in real life right now? I'm gonna lower our monitors. Yeah, a little bit.
There's no reason we don't have to hear. They said they could hear it a little bit, but I don't care about that.
Loud
I can't hear them anymore, and it's great.
Loud Kid says, "Yeah."
Holy shit.
Okay, perfect. Now I can't hear
I
myself.
just can't.
So I don't know
There's no
what
way
I
that they
sound
could
like.
make them play outside. That's crazy.
It's 9 o'clock at night. There's bears out there. There's no way that they could just tie them up and tell them to shut up.
There's a whole other floor too. This is crazy. Okay.
It's crazy.
Have you checked the children? No, there's
don't
literally the
care
adults are in this room and all the children are out there.
Yes. Can I, Nancy, the children.
Man,
Okay.
Oh my God. All right. What are we doing now? Are we going to read the rest of
I'm going
this?
to continue reading it.
Okay.
I've had multiple near drownings. I don't know how you did that.
Is he
car
black?
accidents, but probably. But he was abducted by an Aboriginal man in Australia.
No, he narrowly escaped.
Being abducted. What does that even look like?
They're not very fast.
Yeah, like where was he going to bring you?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you were like
Good.
almost. Nobody gets almost
He's gonna
abducted.
treat you to a nice night of gasoline sipping and staring
Did you,
at the.
He got in his car or something?
I don't know. They don't have cars.
I like to hear that story.
Can they drive?
Yakub. Good question.
I don't know.
Is there an IQ test?
I don't know.
Can people drive?
Yeah. I was watching that. I was watching a girl with Down syndrome do a video, and she's like, "You think that I can't drink, so you don't offer me a drink?" And then she goes on to say, "You think that I don't drive, so you never teach me to drive."
It's like, yeah, well, your depth perception's a little off.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just like, the whole commercial. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's a commercial out there. It's about all the things that this Down syndrome chick can do, but everybody won't teach her how to do it. And I'm like, well, that's fascinating because I've learned a lot of things that people didn't teach me.
The chicken or the egg?
Because I'm not.
Yeah.
But if you need somebody to teach you how to, I don't know, XYZ, doesn't matter. Are they getting mad? Is the chat? Is this?
They're not getting mad. They're asking. They're like, can Cole drive? Actually, I want to go ahead and pull this up. Here's a fun fact, guys. When you show up, there's a college right across the street from the Tropic, and it is actually a college for the mentally. Yeah. Like not even joking.
Which is cool. So we can go there right after the show.
Well, there's other places around here too, which is going to be cool. So if you do show up to Bohemian Grove after the Grove both nights, there are multiple restaurants and venues and stuff like that, and we're going to be hanging out. Or like pretty much on that 5-block radius. Bars.
Maybe like even a 3-block radius. We're gonna take that shit over. We're taking over 3 blocks of this town. By the way, Pee Pee Poo Poo says that the kids are quiet, and if anybody's in authority,
now they're quiet because I threatened them.
Yeah,
which
is fine.
That's what I thought.
But that's good. That I feel better now. Okay, so let's keep going here. With
additionally, as a child, I had a shadow person moment.
No. You forgot. Despite all the brushes with danger.
Right.
Because he got the Abo was going to kidnap him.
Despite all these brushes with danger, I've never broken a single bone in my life. I've broken like 12 bones in my life.
That's so crazy. I've never broken anything.
Oh, it's not fun.
So thick. I'm made of such like sturdy, crazy thick shit.
Maybe you're just not going hard enough.
I go so hard in everything that I do. Wake up.
I'm gonna put that front flip right now.
Yeah, dude. You would have thought that I would have broken my shit in my front flip. Never did that, dude. I wake up 4 a.m. Push-ups, Saratoga. Go to the bathroom, Saratoga. Big black dude, Saratoga. All right.
I'm gonna make a video. I want to make a video of me doing like the whole.
You should do that.
And then put my face in Saratoga, and then you just grab my head and
until the bubbles stop.
Until the bubbles stop. That's it.
Yep.
If I ever put my face in Saratoga water,
and then what'll happen is I'll sit down and I'll put my face in the Saratoga water, but nobody's left to push my head down because you're dead. And then I go.
Is he man enough? Is he man enough to kill himself in Saratoga water?
Are you man enough to die in a shallow bowl of Saratoga water?
That guy seems so boring. I was thinking about following him on Twitter, Ashton something. Whatever.
He does a mean ass like robot though,
with
like
fucking popping his
Terry
titties.
Crews.
Oh yeah. But just a boring person.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Despite all of these brushes with danger, I've never broken a bone. A fact that I often find incredible given everything I've been through.
I feel the same way. Me and Yakub are on the same wavelength here.
So this is just over right here. Additionally, as a child, I had a shadow person moment, terrifying yet vivid experience that has stuck with me. This seemed to blur the line between this world and something beyond it, leaving an impression that I would later connect with my spiritual experiences as an adult. All of these experiences have shaped my perspective on life and strengthened my sense of resilience and purpose. And that's it. That's the whole.
I feel like he did a lot of alluding to things, but not telling us about it, which is always good. What I really enjoy, and thank you, Yaku, for your submission. It was fascinating. But I just love when people go like, they'll send us an email and they'll be like, I've had this happen to me. let me know if you want to hear about it. And it's like, well, that's kind of
that's not how this works. I feel like you just catfished me.
Yeah. Dave is nipping. Does that only happen when he's next to top?
I don't know what that
I think that
means.
means drinking.
Nipping, or
is that what that means?
Can you see his nipples?
Slick
I can see his nipple.
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
It's the lighting.
It could be the lighting. No. Slick Rick says David dives ass first when he swims, and that is actually a little known fact I didn't think anybody was aware of.
I have actually seen him dive ass first.
You must have told people.
Let's go ahead and we have more super chats. So
we do have more super.
Yes, Pee Poo Poo Man. Thank you again. The Pee Poo Poo Man.
Yeah.
$10. My name is David. I do front flips. Never broke a bone. I'm a stout player that wants to pour pink Zinfandel on my firm pee while you watch. Helpless. I get it.
Because that is, if anybody were to watch me pour pink Zinfandel on my pee, they would in fact be helpless. I would make sure that was the circumstances under which
I would pour the water.
Yeah.
What is it? The Saratoga water over my pee.
Yeah.
Into the blue bowl. Yeah. There's something aesthetic. The man chose a perfect aesthetic for it, though, right?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Everything is perfect. Like, it is. I hate it so much, but I find myself, no matter how many videos they make of this,
like, oh, it's remarkable. Like, it's well shot. The whole thing, like the frame and everything, because they're in like Miami high rises, right? Yeah. So if he's in a pool, it's a infinity pool. If he's eating breakfast, it's at a marble countertop. He's got all the most expensive shit. So it is aesthetically pleasing.
Would you look at the time?
Oh my God, the pores.
I forgot. I forgot
about the pores. Guys, we have given you too much.
That's it.
That's it, guys. We've given you too much. Please, if you want to continue watching this thing, making fun of my nipples, making me feel insecure about my body, then you can go on over to patreon.com/.
If you want to continue to call me handsome.
That's what's up with that, man. How come I get what's wrong with your nipples, and then you get you're more handsome than Ian Carroll?
I honestly don't even expect that. That's I feel like they're with me at this point.
Well, there was no punchline. They just said, hey, you look good. And then why is his nipples showing? Anyway, if you want to keep up that sort of banter, go on over to patreon.com/Nephilim Dust Squad.
Also, help us get past the 6.66 thousand mark on YouTube.
I don't like that that's happening.
But it is what it is, you know?
Enjoy an ad-free viewing experience, gain early access to the episode before the general public, and even there's like a discount code from toplobster.com merchandise. You fucking stupid. How long have I been saying that? Anyway,
a long time.
Patreon.com/Nephilim Dust Squad, and you can do it for free. Otherwise, bye-bye, pores. We got to stop calling them pores. It happens for free.
They're not poor. They just don't like us as much. So we just say bye, I guess, the people who they don't submit.
They don't submit.
They don't submit as much.
We like I like those who submit.
Yeah, we like real submissive, a submissive audience.
Excuse me. I just realized Dan Smots hit me up and he goes, "That a no?" I was like, I never hit you.
No, Dan.
Yeah, but I haven't. My bad, Dan. I'll reach out to you later. Okay. Next one.
I don't think he watches. The next one is from the 25th of January, and it's from somebody named 4. I think.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think
just 4.
Just the number 4, not like the 4 of 9.
Okay. I'm gonna take this one away.
Yeah, please do.
Hello.
I
have a quick story. It actually looks pretty lengthy. I have a quick story of my 2 major supernatural experiences. When I was 15, I was hanging out with my friend, also 15. That's good. It's good to hang out with people your own age.
Mm-hmm.
And my nephew. Don't remember his age. I'm a bad uncle, I suppose, but half our age-ish. Okay. All right. That's fine. As long as you're aware. And we was all playing GTA 4. GTA 4 was the one with the Arabic dude, the Arabic cab driver. Passed the controller whenever we died, just doing dumb stuff in the game, causing havoc. So we all got timely turns.
All right, let's continue in a second. $5 super chat from Chili Bean. Last one, 555.
And he says, "Do you think that Trump is really going to deport illegal?" Yeah, I think he will. I think that a lot of that stuff is easy to solve. It was problems that should have never been problems in the first place. And I think it's going to make his administration look super dope.
He did deport that one illegal, the TikTok dude. His name is Capici.
I don't even know who that is.
He's this dude. He uses the preacher cadence that we were talking about. Go to episode 5, which I misnumbered episode 6 of the Genesis series with Ed Mabry. We were talking about perfect pitch and the preacher cadence. And this guy is doing it in Spanish, but he's telling people, he's like, you can just go and settle in a house.
Oh yeah,
and take it over.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then he's talking about how much money he's got from TikTok. Well, he's deported, so
He's
maybe
fucking gone
Trump
now.
will do that. That would be hilarious.
That would be.
hope he
I
does.
think it's a high likelihood. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Those people.
Okay.
All right, enough.
How's it doing?
Enough.
All right, wait. Now I forgot where I was doing. Okay, past the controller whenever we died, just doing dumb stuff in the game, causing havoc. So we all got timely turns, which is how you should play, by the way, when you have friends.
Yes.
After some time, I decided to go upstairs and look at cheat codes on the family computer. I don't know why he said family computer, like the mocking SpongeBob meme.
Well, because this was at the time. This is at the time when you had to look up like the cheat code is L1.
L1
L2.
R1 was L1
L1 R1. L1 R2.
Yeah, L1 R1. No, L1 L2 R1 R2. Left down, right up, left down, right up. Yeah, that was like infinite weapons. I don't even think that was money. People say that was money. I think it's actually weapons.
It's weapons. Well, like the money was like down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
You ever accidentally look at porn on the family computer?
Accidentally, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't an accident. I was, beaten off, but accidentally beaten off. All right. Anyway, while writing down cheats, I heard my friend coming up the stairs, and I turn around and see what I thought was him go into the bathroom and almost close the door all the way. What I saw was the shape of him, same height as him, same mid-neck, natty ass, curly dreadlock hair. Damn, dude,
this guy's black.
Roasted your homie. Yeah, he's black. And he looked right at me as he passed the door frame, hair flung aggressively, 90-degree turn. 90 degrees head turn from the angle he was walking directly into the bathroom. That was a confusing sentence. But this thing was full black, blacker than black, very dark. The entire figure was black. That's interesting. So it took on the shape of his homie, and even made sure that it had the mid-neck, natty ass, curly dreadlock.
I think
hair.
this guy was black because in the very beginning of the sentence, I wanted to say, "Here we go." I was 15. I was hanging out and a nephew, but I don't remember what he say. And we was.
Oh yeah, we was all. I thought he was being,
Yeah, I said when they say was, he spelled it W-U-Z.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh shit, he might be a Kang. I think he is
a Kang. This is a Kang. All right.
Hey, shout out to all our Kangs.
Shout out Kangs.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared because it was my friend I saw. At least in my mind, it was just weird that I didn't hear him close the bathroom door. Shortly after I heard the door open again, I turn around to see the same figure walk back, going assumingly back down the stairs. That's weird. So you did see your friend for the most part. You saw the shape of him. You saw enough details that you surmised that it was your friend, but you didn't. Well, I mean, if your friend was black, then he just looked extra black.
Yeah.
And that wasn't necessarily
more
enough.
black today, bro.
Yeah, that wasn't enough. Okay, so
black people do make fun of each other though for like
for blackness,
more black.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
What is it? Charlie Murphy said he used to be the blackest in the world until somebody else came. I forgot who it was. It wasn't like it might have actually been Michael Blackson. I don't remember who it was, but damn. Yeah, because Charlie Murphy used to call him Darkness.
Oh, Darkness.
Darkness.
No. You're talking about Rick James.
Who did I say?
Charlie Murphy was the blackest. You're saying like Rick James was black. And
no. Rick James used to call Eddie Murphy and Charlie Murphy the Darkness.
The Darkness.
And when they showed up, he used to be like, "Darkness has fallen," which is crazy. Okay, yeah. So they do make fun of each other for being blacker. Okay.
Wesley Snipes.
Thank you, Donnie Darkin. Of course, if anybody was going to know, it was going to be Donnie Darkin.
You know, my favorite line from that series is I think it's Paul Mooney as.
Oh my God, Negro-Damus.
He goes, Wayne Brady makes Brian Gumbel look like Malcolm X.
Incredible.
It's just something that I say every day to myself. I wake up, I brush my teeth, I go, like Malcolm X.
Dude, and he's dead, by the way. Paul Mooney's dead. R.I.P. Paul Mooney.
R.I.P.
He's very, very funny.
I used to think he was
gay.
Yeah, he might have been.
Because when I was a kid and you see him on Chappelle's show, there was something about him. He was in a do-rag. I remember all the time in his cutscenes. But he just had
very
this
flamboyant.
I just didn't know how to place him because I had never heard blacks talk like that. So I was like, oh, this must be a good one. And I don't know. I've never really put that suspicion to rest. Okay, so he says he saw his friend come back out and then assumingly walk down the stairs. At this point, I thought he was trying to scare me. Going to the bathroom, not closing the door, looking at me as if he entered and exited the bathroom.
Oh shit!
Or looking at me.
black.
Yes, very black. So I go after him, thinking it was my friend. I turn the corner into the hallway with that feeling of assuming to be jump scared by my friend. I turn another corner to go down the stairs, and as I stood at the platform above, looking down into the basement, I see what I can only assume was my friend doing a barrel roll.
What's that mean?
Like a barrel roll.
Like
It's a
just
hard word to
roll,
say.
like a
Yeah,
flip?
like we. No, that's like a somersault. A barrel roll would be like sideways.
Oh, that's a weird one. Okay.
Yeah. Not really like a great. Not my first like go-to roll. I would go somersault first, but
Yeah, we know.
It's like very rude. All right. So I run down the stairs trying to catch this idiot in the act. Like,
Caleb wants to know how he sends a super chat into Patreon. You don't.
yeah, you already paid us. Oh wait, if you didn't pay us, oh, you know what a super chat is? Subscribe, dog.
He is subscribed. He's in the Patreon.
Well, he could be subscribed for free.
Oh yeah, you could also subscribe for more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you could do one-time donations on Patreon.
All right, whatever.
I'm just making shit up. Sorry,
Yeah,
Caleb. But
thank you.
if not, I'll hook
Figure
you
out
up
how to
with,
pay us, stupid.
Just figure out how to pay us. I'll give you my Cash App. Okay, where am I at here? Boom, 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 boom. I run down the stairs trying to catch this idiot in the act. Like the jig is up and going in the direction of the roll. I hear my friend go, "Hey, come check out what I did." He's still playing Grand Theft Auto with my nephew as I left them to go look up cheat codes.
And there's some other dude doing barrel rolls in your hallway.
You left your friend upstairs with your nephew? What kind of uncle are you?
It's weird.
So I asked him.
He doesn't even know his nephew's name.
He doesn't even know his. No, he knows his nephew's name. He doesn't know his age.
I don't even know this kid. Touch him
I
if
don't
you
know.
want.
Go ahead. Again. So I asked him, "Did you go upstairs and try to scare me from the bathroom?" "No, I've been playing GTA," he said. He began to talk about the game. Interrupting him, I asked, "So no one went upstairs?" He said, "No." What's this one? What is
They're
it?
talking about how they can pay you. You can send him something with in PayPal, and he could read your whole ass name to the whole stream. I assume you're talking about TLC. Jeez, dude.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
I figured that out.
anymore.
I'm much better at that now. That doesn't happen. Donnie Darkin, thank you.
Wow.
But that's the old me, and I'm a new man now. All right, so no one went upstairs. He said no. So I told him my experience and that it looked just like him. He couldn't care about anything else but the game. What the? I've had that happen before, where my buddy saw like a kid, like a baby, standing in the middle of the. Oh, that was. I don't like when you intrusively put Toad in my head like that. Like you got to warn somebody before you just play a Toad drop, because this is so invasive.
Yeah.
It's like he's inside me.
It's
like, imagine being schizophrenic.
Imagine Toad being inside anybody.
Well, imagine being schizophrenic, but the voice is Toad.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Talk about
like immediately. All right. So he says he couldn't care about anything else but the game. We was I love this guy. We was best friends for years at that time, and I believe it wasn't him, but something else.
Mm-hmm.
The other time I saw the black shadow figure thing was at work last year. I'm 28 now. Last time I seen this figure was when I was 15. This guy is 100% black, and I'm so happy.
Know. We have said he was at work.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm so sorry. That's not nice.
That's a banger. That was good.
That's not nice.
So he's 28 now, and the last time he saw this figure is when he was 15. But nevertheless, he saw it last year.
Would this be cool to do at Bohemian Grove? Like if we got like a Chronicle story?
I would love to, but the problem is, and it's a very easy problem to get over, I don't like reading them until I get them on air. But I want to make sure that they're bangers.
So then we have to have somebody pre-read
a third party
that we trust.
Hey, Nancy, would you want to read?
That's a great person.
Yeah, it is. I love Nancy. So Nancy, please, would you consider vetting our NDS Chronicles stories and then coming up with like a top 5 or a top 3? That would be great.
Yeah, that I actually agree with that. I very rarely agree with what David asserts or asks.
I agree with the person who is now Raven is better looking than Ian, who also says TLC is the best.
So if Raven's better looking than Ian, is also then Raven then better looking than Top? That's a question.
What if we did like the fusion dance and we became, that wouldn't really solve the height thing?
I don't want to touch you.
That's true.
Yeah. So let's continue reading.
What do we got here? I had a exit door open. This is when he's at 28 years old. And he said he saw it at work last year. I had an exit door open for air, and the outside is a small square holler with trees. That's a fat holler is like
Southern thing.
It's a southern thing, but what is it in reference to? I guess it's like a small wooded area.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we'll go with that. A small square holler with trees, but then the with trees seems redundant.
It is redundant.
Butted up between our factory and the next. I seen it.
I seen
it. Scott just sent me money on Cash App. Thank you for the $13 on Cash App, Scott, for you pay me. Thank you very much.
I actually took the photo you sent me and I ran it through Studio Ghibli, and I thought about posting it. But
did you really? Did you send it to Scott though?
I should.
You got to send it to Scott. Yeah, Studio Ghibli.
Once I finish to it.
What am I finish, dude? That doesn't take that. All right. So as a small holler, whatever. I synced it, passed by the door from the outside. Didn't look like anyone I knew this time. And it was 5 p.m., so still daylight. And I couldn't see through this thing. Black is black. And he knows black. Forgive my spelling and grammar, for I am an uneducated Polak.
Whoa, plot twist. Plot twist. He's a Polak.
Dude, I did not see that. It's phenomenal. Damn, you know damn well he's listening to this for this whole like 20 minutes, and he's like, they think I'm black. As I wrote this, I wondered if whatever that black shadow figure I saw, maybe my great grandfather, who was simply a chimney sweep covered in soot, coming to check up on me.
Oh, this makes sense. He's Polish. No,
they were all pretty sure all Polish people were chimney sweeps, but I got to admit, I don't think that's what's going on here, homie.
No,
and it doesn't seem like it did anything nefarious.
No, barrel roll is kind of dope.
Yeah, could your grandpa barrel roll? Something tells me a career chimney sweep isn't really nimble.
Could your friend barrel roll? I doubt it.
He says, "God bless you too." After we just,
he asked you for $13. He didn't give you $13.
Did you really?
Yeah, he requested it.
He did request it. Oh shit! Hold on a second. I lost my way.
I think you should pay him.
I was about to pay him, and then I was like, "Oh wait, I have to finish reading this." His name is just 4, by the way.
Just 4. Yeah.
Did anybody hear the kid call? Okay. God bless you too. God bless you 4. And additional email, which is not true. It's all the part of the same one.
Additional email is like another paragraph. It says, you know how sleep paralysis demons usually manifest in the form of succubus or incubus? Like they start off looking like a total babe, and before you know it, it's a total uggo haggard witch.
Yeah.
What if sleep paralysis demons manifested in the form of a black guy and you think you're being robbed?
Honestly, that's a much better way of doing it, because when that happens, you just go like, take whatever you want.
Yeah.
And get out of my house. Right? Yeah. As opposed, and then you don't have to have sex with us.
I do. Yeah. So so this he's kind of on the same wavelength as us.
I
think he thought about it a little bit. Then he came back. He's like, that's not my grandfather.
Look, somebody said, Dad. Yeah, because for some reason our wives just think it's funny to allow the children to just come to the door.
And they think it's hilarious.
They think it's hilarious. Yeah. You know what's going to be hilarious?
I'm trying to run a business over here.
When this whole operation tanks, and then my wife has to go back to work, and their days of being Pilates moms are far behind them. That's what's going to be funny.
It's very funny. It's funny right now because we're doing Chronicles, and I don't really care about you people.
Yeah.
But we were on a show with people we didn't know.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is.
We're bringing forth a...
Well, no, it's okay, because while it was happening, and you were getting frustrated on your end, on my end, my wife was having a tickle fight with my son directly outside the door.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, tickle fight? Yeah, very disrespectful.
All right, so go ahead. Start this.
Which one is it?
The 28th Harry. I think this is the last one we'll do, because I'm going to check on these kids. They're calling
me. The 28th Harry? Okay. No, what about... what?
Chili Bean says, get the children off.
Dude, it's so crazy. Maybe we'll drown them. I want to see how this goes, actually. I don't even want to talk to you guys. I want to say, yell at my wife. Yell at my wife. It's so crazy. Very disrespectful. They go, oh, make enough money so that we can be Pilates moms. I'm like, you don't even do Pilates, number one. And number two, I would, but the only thing holding us back is the occasional sound of children in the background that the fan base hates. Okay. This is from... I forgot whose name this was. I'll ask Top when he comes back in. It says, hello to the most dangerous of retards. Hello to you, Anonymous. You're not anonymous. I just forgot your name. Who's this guy? Did you yell at them?
Harry. No, I asked him what
he wanted. Oh, it was nothing good, right?
He called me a butthole.
Oh, okay.
No, he asked when we were going to be done. I said,
we're going to be done.
Story.
Sort of. How long has it been? An hour? Okay. Hello to the most dangerous of retards. And this is so crazy. They can't. Oh my God. Here is my refined story. I used ChatGPT to add more writing where I lacked.
Wow.
Fair. I really actually appreciate that.
Is that a bad idea? It's honestly, it's going to come back with a lot of lies.
Well, you're gonna have a demonic entity tell your demonic story.
Right.
Right. I don't know. It kind of tracks. Also, I wanted to add the path I went down with self-discovery and all that you guys talk about could have potentially been a lot more dangerous physically and spiritually than what happened to me. I wouldn't recommend free balling DMT and just trying to figure it out yourself. You guys have made me aware of the dangers I put myself in. Damn. Okay. All right. Cool.
Wow.
I don't. Man. All right.
It's crazy. All right. So it's Journey with DMT.
Somebody says your kids sound like my ragdoll cat. I don't know.
My kids aren't even supposed to be here right now. They're supposed to be staying at their grandparents' house, but
crazy.
they've decided to harass me.
Harangue.
Harangue.
I'm not sure the meaning of that word, but I use it often. Do you want to take this one over? This is Journey with DMT.
The first time I smoked DMT, it wasn't as overwhelming as I expected, but it was still something. I feel like we just read this.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Donut-shaped space like being inside a 4D environment.
Wait. Anubis appeared.
Yeah, dog. This is the same shit.
This one is written by ChatGPT.
He's from New Zealand.
Wait.
Hawaii to New Zealand.
Wait.
No.
Oh, he actually elaborated.
Oh, I see.
Okay, well now he's got to wait.
Yeah, sorry, dude. Back of the line.
We're gonna come on you. We're gonna come back to you next time.
Okay,
we're not gonna come on you.
This is a long story. Let me see if we have any shorter ones.
I'm sorry, whoever you, Harry.
Harry balls.
Harry.
Oh, this one's long too. All right, we're gonna go through it until
no,
we
it's
find
fine.
one.
Let's do a long one. We got to kill another half an hour, unless you want to go back and care about your kids. That's fine.
I'm gonna kill kids or half an hour. What are we doing?
What are we doing here? All right, hold on. Let's see. Where's the last one?
Ponty.
Yeah. Let's do Ponty.
My Ponties.
Okay, and then we did, and then for okay. All right, I see.
Ponty says, here's a copy of a letter sent to a friend. Guys, stop sending us doubles. It's very confusing when I'm trying to figure this out.
Oh, this one's very long, so we can't break to talk about what Sam Tripoli's saying in the chat, what Def Am Jay Brooks is saying in the chat.
Why not? They're asking if I have a basement. I don't have a basement. This is Florida.
It's Florida,
Nancy.
Yeah. You don't really have basements. Did she ever give us an answer about whether or not she would screen our things?
I don't think Nancy
R.I.P.
likes
Brody.
us.
Yeah, R.I.P. Brody.
Nancy, 123 in the chat if you'll read our shit.
Yes, we'll do. It's also 3 characters.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but then yes could be anything. 123.
Okay.
Okay. Good evening, brother. It was a delight seeing you at church. What?
This is a letter.
This is a letter.
You don't even pay attention to these people.
Yeah, I hesitate to say that you can't imagine what a confirmation it was of God's work in my life to share that time with you. Since I've always had the sense you were a straight dealer and not slinging skybala. What the hell does that mean?
I'm sorry. I was just scrolling down because I'm like, this is weird. Like as soon as it starts off, it's just a letter from somebody else. Skybala, where is it? Skybala, yeah.
Yeah, Skybala. Very weird. And the Lord tends to show people like this that his handiwork from time to time. And you know it when you see it. This is a weird letter. And I'm sure you have. I wanted to write you tonight for a few reasons. First, to let you know that all the most scandalous dreams you may have had for the church may in fact be coming true. And second, that I've just had a crushing, ecstatic spiritual experience, which I must testify of immediately.
What sorts of scandalous dreams do you have for a church?
This is a wild letter.
All right. Okay. Let's keep it going.
I'm going to read it. Yeah. Both points are related. And I'll illustrate how, by way of anecdote, during the pandemic, I had a benefited job with the parks department with all the perks, etc. I believe I related some of this to you during our time together. I gave up that position due to some grave ethical concerns, and during the same period of time, left the board of a small Mennonite church upon which I serve.
What is a Mennonite? Do you know?
I don't know. And we can't even Google it
because it's a character from Kirby.
No, Mennonites are.
Oh, that's Mennonite.
I'm sure that somebody will tell us.
Yeah, somebody please sound off in the chat. What is a Mennonite?
Yeah, what is a Mennonite?
Mennonite.
Is it like a black Hebrew Israelite?
Oh, it could be
church?
black.
I don't know. Simultaneously, I was ravaged by mysterious symptoms for months on end that I knew through my thorough familiarity with the specific way diseases.
Thank you, Sonny. Sometimes says it's Amish.
Amish. Okay. Right. Okay. he knew through his familiarity with the specific way diseases are diagnosed in the medical system would efficiently evade diagnosis. Nonetheless, so he used WebMD. I continued to believe God would do a work in my life. I, for all intents and purposes, lost my mind. I believe it. I became a dried out leaf, a fragile subject, a shell of who I used to be. My personality was obliterated. I thank God for my friends in this time who tolerated that sad sop I'd been reduced to. Nonetheless, I continued to believe God would do a work in my life.
I kind of like the way that this person
very like straight to the point, matter of fact.
Yeah, and this is like how I would want, like, I imagine this was translated from a handwritten letter.
So Mennonites are Amish but use technology.
Oh, so they're smarter than regular Amish
and they
people.
Make good bread. Okay.
All right, based.
Nancy never answered us, so I guess that's.
Yeah,
she said yes.
She said no,
but she didn't say 1, 2, 3.
Oh, so she could be saying yes to anything.
That's what
Nancy, in the chat, please 1, 2, 3 if you mean yes.
Do it now. Hurry up.
Quickly. Where were you?
Anyway, in August, no. It was so bad that I had to come to terms with the fact that I would never be able to be the person I used to be, that I would never again attain the great capacities for energy, spontaneity, and drive that had defined my life before this terrible thing happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
I began to muse about ways I might still be able to serve, even as broken and as feeble as I was. I never once thought about taking my own life. Truth be told, images of carnage and murder sometimes occupied me.
Whoa.
Yeah, I knew what had happened to me was a work of an enemy, and I set my face like flint to the task of making him regret it.
Damn, I don't know. Like this writes.
This is reading.
I like the way they write.
It's like reading a novel, like where he's setting the table for what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Okay, so Nancy said yes. Still very confusing. 1, 2, 3 says, or I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 says yes.
I don't know what this means.
I don't know what any of it means. Tim Pool says 1, 2, 3. So I guess we're covered on that. And
all right, Tim, you'll read our shit.
Thank you, Tim Pool. Nancy was very confusing.
In August of now, Nancy says no. I don't know. In August of 2020, my mother let me know a realtor friend of hers was looking to set up a micro school on her uniquely suited acreage in the valley.
What's that, like for ants?
No, micro school. Yeah, it's a school for ants. To serve families who had concerns about COVID policies and affecting their children. I'll save a lot of time and say that it worked out, but then some other things happened. Patty, my mother's friend, allowed me to stay in the apartment above her garage at the property in exchange for tutoring her son. From the moment I met her, I could tell Patty and I had a special connection. It was not romantic, but there was an energy to it that was undeniable. We made things happen under the kingdom of God together, and she trusted me with the care of her youngest natural child. Man, this guy is using some like strange verbiage.
You know why? Because the way he's talking, this feels like it took place a long time ago, doesn't it? Like when people were more respectable, when there was more decorum and manners and things like that. Oh, okay, good. So Nancy says she said yes like 5 times.
To what?
Which is confusing. 1, 2, 3 would be enough. Tim Pool clearly wants the job.
She says no.
Ben Shapiro does not want the job. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Q is
I'm very confused.
You know why? Because you can make your username whatever the you want.
It's a perk of the Patreon.
I have no idea who is who anymore. Nancy says 1, 2, 3, but also Nancy says maybe. This is crazy. I don't know what to do. Oh my God.
Join the Patreon for $5. Befuddle us in the live chat.
Def Am J Brooks says David is looking skinny. I think Cole is going to win.
I think so too.
I don't think Cole's going to win.
So much transpired. Nothing scandalous. She ended up kicking me out of the apartment during an ill-advised scheme to help her sister end a long and complicated marriage. It was awkward, and something about the whole thing struck me as bitter strange. What the are you talking about?
This is basically a wizard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fast forward a year and a half, Patty contacts me in the midst of a psychotic break she's experiencing as a result of having missed a week's worth of sleep. Just missed it. I hate when that happens.
A week's worth?
1 week.
What happens to you after 7 days of no sleep?
I think 5 days you die, but this
this is strong.
Yeah, she's strong. She's strong.
Strong as hell.
Strong. I talk her through it, pray fervently. She got that Mennonite strength.
I almost shot boogers on your microphone. That was crazy.
No, and eventually she returns to her right state of mind. I can tell the Lord wants me back in the life of Patty and her husband. Oh boy, who by this time had become one of my dearest friends.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, there's a cuckoldry going on here now.
Oh, not good.
Don't like it. We're both Pentecostals. That's important to establish right here. Who the is writing this letter?
I don't know who's writing this letter.
Okay.
A wizard.
Since this is when the story takes a radical turn toward the truly bizarre. Oh, now it gets bizarre. I come to learn that since I had them, Patty and my friend Steve had come under serious attack relating to their marriage.
Since I had seen them.
Since I had seen them, right.
Not because had them. That sounds like a threesome.
Freudian slip on my part.
Yeah. And that's not. I don't want to put that on them.
Nancy says yes. Nancy says no. Then she says she'll DM you on Twitter.
Oh, go to the one that says real Nancy. Go up.
Nancy Patriot says. Oh, Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, that's Nancy
says
Pelosi. At the top, though, real Nancy says I said no. So okay. Thank you. I mean, at least thanks for clearing it up.
Yeah, and I guess we'll read it ourselves. Patty and my friend Steve had come under serious attack. Blah, 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 blah. Patty had been drawn into a web of lies, delusions, and sheer malice that caused her to relentlessly sabotage a marriage of 17 years with no apparent motive.
Patty sits upon a throne of lies.
The lies. She's been lied to by who?
God.
By who? I was left counseling my poor beloved, my poor bewildered friend, and trying to find it in me to encourage him and salvage the situation, despite what began to seem more and more like some dark spiritual influence plying his vulnerable, half-broken wife.
You know what this guy does? This guy has access to all the words I wish I had access to.
I know.
Like, I have access to 7 words or 9 words or whatever it is. This has the whole Rolodex of words.
Seen some shit.
He's seen some shit.
Yeah. We're all. This is actually great. I like that. We are all Nancy.
We are all Nancy. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, you guys are a bunch of Nancys. Nancy gang. Shout out, Nancy Reagan. All right.
You Nancy, huh?
I'm not a woo-woo person. I have seen neither a ghost. I love how he phrases it. Like, I haven't seen a ghost, but he says, I have seen neither.
No, you know what? He didn't even say it. I have seen neither.
Neither a ghost nor a credible UFO. No longer true, in parentheses. Despite all my best efforts. Let that preface 2 experiences I will now relate, semicolon. The first, I tell Steve, I know this sounds crazy, but I feel like in the spirit, there are like gremlins running around this deck.
Huh.
Immediately, Bailey, the family dog, barks directly in the direction I had been indicating where I felt the gremlins might be.
That's interesting.
Second, I was having a conversation with Patty on the same deck one night. Steve and I had both noticed that Patty would sometimes be lucid and other times fall into a sort of fugue where she would just babble nonsense and act nuts. Wow, Patty's not in good shape.
No.
Well, during that conversation, where she was very lucid that night on the deck, we were discussing some pretty important things when all of a sudden, I could see a change in her countenance.
I don't even know what the that means.
Her visage, her
Okay.
appearance. Yeah.
Okay. Context clues should have told me that.
Yeah. And she began to fall off. In that same moment, I became aware of a presence behind her, which I could see as vividly as the computer monitor in front of me, albeit in my mind's eye.
Albeit,
is that how you say it? I don't know how you say these words.
You said albeit.
Albeit. Why not then say 3 words? Albeit. Right? This is a bullshit word.
It's a great question. Why not 3 words?
I'm gonna request that the next people that write to us don't write so good.
Write like this. This is gonna help us to develop.
This is embarrassing. Albeit in my mind's eye, it was a tall figure, all black, wearing a loose robe onto the floor, and a featureless pointed-chinned black mask. That's
Wait,
intense.
what?
Yeah, a black figure with a pointed chin black mask. He looked like someone illustrated him in crayon. That's crazy. Caveat.
Good job.
Yeah, I am not the kind of person who had ever in my life had anything remotely like this kind of experience. Anyway, I of course began to pray silently and as hard and as loud as one can with his mouth closed, because all of this was very shocking and sudden, and what else could I do? I proclaimed the authority of Jesus, demand this leave. Demanded it to leave my friend alone, and furiously berated it for even having the gall to do this right in front of a child of God.
I like that energy.
Yeah.
Damn.
As I was doing this, Patty's head slumped down as if she were in an animatronic and somehow had pulled the plug.
Huh.
Wow. Mind you, I gave no indication of anything I was doing or experiencing. My eyes were open, and outwardly I was listening to Patty ramble. Later, she would tell me during that moment that she could feel indescribable things happening. I don't doubt it.
Man, what the? So this is all happening on the back deck,
Yeah,
right? Just to
where the
go back,
gremlins
right?
are.
During the conversation, she was very lucid that night in the deck. We were discussing some pretty important things when all of a sudden I could see a change in her and I became aware of a presence behind her. Shit, man.
I'm gonna read this like these 3 paragraphs, and then I'll let you pick up because
Okay.
we have some
I
more.
just had to go back and get that because I was like, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, finally, after much travail, great word, uh,
Crushing.
this thing jumped on the roof and told me in no uncertain terms that this is as far as he needed to go, and that he still held authority here despite the power of the spirit wielded against him.
Did he now? Is this like a telepathic download? Is this just an impression that you got, or is this thing verbalizing this to you?
That's a good question.
That's
So
fascinating.
it told him like that's as far as he needs to go according to what he's wielding against him, which is very interesting. Like there's a distance, there's a measurement.
It's almost like it's saying whatever I came here to do, this is as far as I needed to go. So
No. When he's sending him away,
like it says, this thing jumped up on the roof and told me in no uncertain terms that this is as far as he needed to go.
yeah, from him rebuking him because he had
Oh,
that thing is saying he had authority
damn.
in that house.
So he's like, yeah, you can rebuke me, but only this far.
Yeah, because like
Damn.
he's saying you're not welcome here, but apparently Patty has welcomed him.
That's crazy.
So my friend Patty would go on to lose her mind, lose her house, and end up on the streets.
That sucks, dude.
Wild. My friend Steve would go on to have to battle for months and months against this woman who was once his closest friend, as she set every intention and resource in her life to the task of destroying him. She began to stalk me too.
So by the way, we're describing a divorce, right?
Yeah.
A separation, which we've hammered down that pattern.
Yeah.
Pretty effectively here on this show.
She was stalking him too, showing up to his church, showing up to my work on multiple occasions. She only managed to find me the first time. Every other attempt she made was thwarted by miraculous, near impossible interventions by my dear father who loves me so much.
Based.
Incredible. All right, go ahead. Pick this up tonight.
Tonight, I went back to the house for the first time since before Thanksgiving of last year to see Steve and his son, Steve Jr., who God has...
Unfortunate names.
Yes, it's not good. But, it's cool to have a junior, I guess, who God has such plans for. My parents were there, too. We talked about selling the house, getting sheetrock up. Not sure what that is. Oh.
Sheetrock. Right?
Yeah. I just read it as sheetrock.
Wow.
It's just, I thought it was two separate words.
Incredible.
Repairing all the damage she had done all throughout the place, work, school, all the mundane stuff. Eventually, my parents left, and it was just Steve and I. I told him how proud I was of him, that he had managed to save his natural 12-year-old son and his adopted 5-year-old from what could have been a catastrophe. We went over our shared trauma. I encouraged him to keep pressing on, and that these things he had poured himself into would reverberate for generations, that God would honor and his steadfastness and love for those who depended on him. I called him a man and told him if he ever had any doubts, those were certainly ended now. Damn, this is like this is like the homie. You know what I mean? Like to have somebody in your life like this. I made my way back to the house feeling glad that I made the trip. I began settling in for the night, preparing to receive my very late mod pizza order, beginning to think about tomorrow and the tasks which lay before me, when all of a sudden this feeling began to well up inside me. It was something like gratitude, something like awe, something like the deepest affection you could imagine. And before I knew what was going on, I found myself face down on my carpet sobbing. You are good. You are good. You are so good. You are so good. You are so good. And when I say sobbing, I mean snot running out of my nose, my glasses filled with tears, choking, coughing, almost retching sobbing. I had never had anything like that happen either. I was being destroyed before the glory of God. He was obliterating everything in me that wasn't praise. He was opening the heavenlies just behind my head so I could hear the sounds of his victories, even if my eyes were too weak and lowly to look at them. You are good. You are so good. I sobbed. Damn, dude. What the? Then I realized my pizza was going to arrive any minute.
My pizza's coming.
Damn, bro.
Hold on, God.
Domino's. And it was rude to not have already turned on the porch light. And if I really loved God, I better go serve that delivery driver. So I literally stumbled to the door, wiping snot and tears out of the mat of beard and hair that formed in front of a face, just in front of face, just as it arrived. Fascinating. It's a wild too, just because he's talking about serving the delivery driver. Like this dude sees it as important to go and turn the porch light on.
Yeah.
Which is like, how many Domino's guys have navigated a dark front porch? Like not a big deal, but this dude, I almost wish I cared about anything that much.
Yeah,
you know what I
this
mean? To
guy's
the extent,
thorough.
yeah, that he's really like giving a shit about his buddy's relationship and all these different things. I waited for the driver before retrieving my pie. Thanks for reading this. I had to share it with you because it was one of the most profound things I've ever experienced, and I feel like there's an aroma of prophecy to the whole thing. Christopher and Christopher Jr. were delivered through the faithlessness of the saints after all. I'm sorry, the faithfulness, my mistake, of the saints after all. The most scandalous dreams I've ever had for the church involved the king coming and ruling his kingdom, and his people living out the listening to his voice, to his voice.
The listening to of his voice.
I could say so much on the topic. God's faithfulness in the community I'm a part of, and what I believe God has planned for the future. But I'll just say this. I have always been a radical, but up until this last 6 months, I've never really experienced the supernatural. Through this experience, God has confirmed not only that the invisible world is highly involved in the working of the visible one, but that the larger overarching framework, which is the kingdom of darkness and light manifesting through people, ideas, institutions, and the rest of the human experience, is searingly, shockingly, unignorably real. God bless you and your family, and may whatever you put your hand to bear much fruit. Gratefully, Ponty.
I know Ponty. Ponty's on X.
Are you talking about you're not talking about
Pontifex? I think that's his
because I got another homie that hangs out in the TLC chat. I don't know what his actual name is, but I pronounce it Pontia Sperate.
Pontifex Minimus.
Okay. I think I think that's right. I think that's exactly, dude. Pontifex.
Banger story. If you want to follow him, Acidly Devout at Acidly
It might
Devout
be
on X.
It might not
I
be
think
him.
this is him. I'm pretty sure that's him.
This was like written like I often read things that make me feel.
Nancy says 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
All right, thanks for clearing that up, Nancy. Oh, Nancy Pelosi says chronic traumatic encephalopathy is the degenerative brain disease found in athletes. Don't do that. I can't see now. Military veterans and others with a history of repetitive brain trauma. Interesting.
Cool. All right.
I don't know if that was relative to what we were saying.
No, they're talking about you. They're calling you retarded. But
whatever. Okay. I don't have any brain. I might have brain damage. Man, that was really heavy. That was really, really heavy. And it's nice because so much of what we often talk about is, the big greasy demon thing, which isn't, obviously there was an aspect of that in here. I think it was fascinating that he had that experience and then they went on to get separated.
Yeah.
Like we see that over and over again. It's like each time we find out that somebody has some harrowing demonic experience, the chances that there is a divorce either did happen, or is going to happen in the near future after that event, highly likely.
Yeah, it's it's what a tragic story. Painted beautifully by.
Well, it came out beautifully, right? I mean, it really was beautiful by the end of it. It just sucks for what happened to his buddy and I guess their marriage. Although he seems to have came out of it on the other side, keeping his sons and shit.
It's a reality to what can possibly happen. So obviously, what's her name? Patty.
Patty.
I
might have just made that up.
Patty might have been involved with something that had some rights over her.
Yeah, I mean, the grace that this was written with is making it so that I don't completely dunk on Patty, but I would say that, at least conservatively, whatever the hell Patty was involved in, she succumbed to something.
Yeah.
She gave something permission.
It seemed like she asked for it as well.
That's so crazy that he rebukes it. And then I would love to know, like, in what, because he said in no uncertain terms, did this thing tell him that this is as far as he needs to go?
Probably telepathically, like made it very, that's the thing. Like when you're talking about telepathy, it just seems like it would give him this emotion or this surety of like, I understand, but this is as far as I go. That's like, damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure.
Like, I get what you're doing over there with the Jesus stuff,
but I have rights.
Yeah, man.
I got rights. That's like that Marzinski shit. You have no way to right to interfere with our way of life.
Right. That's
and it's like,
consent.
well, I guess he has some rights. He can cast you out of maybe his vicinity.
Right.
Maybe that's why it was moving away. Is like, all right, yeah, I don't have any rights to you. If you're calling on the name of Jesus Christ, then I have to remove myself from you.
But I'll stay over here.
But I'm gonna hang out on this rooftop.
That's dark.
I wonder if he ever told Patty.
I think she went crazy. Wouldn't matter.
Please don't forget that pic, Top. Oh, that's Scott. He wants
Oh yes, I will.
We'll send it to you right after.
In a few minutes.
Well, thank you, Ponty, for the fascinating story, and thank you for giving such a shit about the English language. That was almost remarkable. You have to understand, it's very easy to impress us as we are
couple
retarded.
Of these, couple of thous. We're like, damn, these guys are smart.
Couple of these, couple of thous. All right, are we gonna bring it in for a landing now? Look, we made it to a tight hour and a half.
Yeah, look at that. Perfect.
Boom.
All right, guys. It's been another day. Like the children are quiet, but whatever. It's been another.
Where do they submit stuff? They submit stuff to Nephilim Dust Squad. If you have a harrowing experience, it doesn't have to be harrowing. If you just have a supernatural experience that you want to share with us and you want us to read it on the air, Nephilim Dust Squad at gmail.com. Send it our way, and we will get back to you probably 3 months after you send it. We'll do our best. We're going to start doing these more often. But thank you guys for your submissions. And if you want to send more, NephilimDSquad at gmail.com.
That's right. And until then, don't forget to obey, submit, and comply.
The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real.
You can persuade them that what they see with their eyes is what there is to see. You can't. Because they'll laugh in the face of an explanation that portrays the bigger picture of what's happening. And they have.